Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. If you are new, welcome. If you are coming back, welcome back. I'm so glad to have you. My name is Cassie, and on this channel, we talk all things of healing, self-love, and self-care, and of course, becoming your dream woman. And on today's episode, we are going to talk about how you ask yourself questions and how they may be holding you back and giving you more fear and doubt than what you actually need. So, we all kind of ask ourselves some questions, right? It's almost done robotically because it's just something that happens. But there is a small shift that we can make about how we speak to ourselves, and that can completely change the trajectory of our lives. And the crazy thing is, most of us don't even realize that we're doing it because we do it just so often and it's so natural. We've been programmed to kind of do this in the scheme of things. When we ask ourselves this question all the time, and you may be saying, well, what is the question? Well, the question is, can I do this? And on the surface, it seems like a completely normal question, right? Because you probably ask yourself this question a lot of times in different circumstances. And it seems harmless, but when you really break it down, you are asking yourself, can I do this? But what it's revealing is something way deeper. What it reveals is doubt. And what does doubt bring up? Well, doubt can bring up a lot of other limiting thoughts and beliefs as well. So when we are asking ourselves if we can do something, we are subconsciously telling our brain that we're not sure if we are capable, right? And I always say that we don't get what we want, we get what we are. With this type of questions and the way that we kind of ask ourselves, at least for me personally, when I start asking myself this, I already have the doubt, right? And that's why you're asking yourself this question. And then you're also asking yourself this question, not knowing what you're doing, but it is ultimately asking, are you good enough? Are you strong enough? Are you qualified enough? So our brain does exactly what it was designed to do, and it starts looking for evidence of your beliefs. And most of the time, the evidence always comes from our past. So it reminds us of the times that we failed. It reminds us of the times that things didn't work out the way that we wanted it to. Moments that we may have been rejected, embarrassed, or not even, feeling good enough for different things. Ask ourselves, can I do this? Our brain starts tracking all those memories up and saying, see, maybe you can't. But here's the powerful shift that can change everything. And instead of asking ourselves, can I do this? We need to start asking ourselves, how can I do this? And that one word shift changes the entire conversation happening inside your mind. Because when you ask how, you're no longer questioning your capability. You're reactivating your problem-solving brain. You're telling yourself, this is possible. Now let's figure out how. Your brain starts searching for solutions instead of the limitations. Instead of thinking, I'm not experienced enough, your mind starts thinking, how can I learn the skills needed to achieve this said thing? Also, instead of thinking, oh, I don't know anybody in this industry, you start thinking, how can I start connecting with people who are already doing this? Instead of thinking, I've never done anything like this before, you can start thinking, how can I take those small steps to achieve those goals? And that's where the transformation all starts. Because success in anything, whether it's building a business, healing from your childhood trauma, creating the life you desire, finding the right partner, or stepping into your purpose, it comes from being willing to figure it out. And that's where people grow, because they start doing things that are teaching them things, that are expanding, that are bringing them to the next level. Because in order to create the life that you truly want, you have to start asking yourself those empowering questions. They ask questions that open more doors. They ask questions that create possibilities. And this shift is something I've really been embodying in my own lately. Because when you're building something new, a new version of yourself, a new career, a new mindset, a new life, it's very easy for that old voice to come in and say, "Are you sure you can do this?" And instead of entertaining that voice, I've started responding with a different question. How can I do this? How can I grow into this? How can I learn what I need to learn in order to achieve said goal? How can I become the person who naturally lives this life? And when you start asking yourself these questions, something powerful starts happening. You end up moving out of fear and into more of a creation mode. You move out of doubt and into expansion. You move out of limitation and you feel more open to possibility. Because the truth is, most of the things that you want in your life are not impossible. They're just unfamiliar. And unfamiliar things can feel scary at first. But unfamiliar doesn't mean unattainable. It just means that we haven't walked that path yet. And every single person who has achieved something meaningful in their lives all started exactly where you are today. Not knowing exactly how it would happen, but they still started taking the steps. Be willing to ask the question, how can I make this work? So if you find yourself doubting your dreams or questioning whether you are capable of achieving that said goal, try shifting the question. Stop asking yourself if you can and start asking yourself, how can you? Because the one small change might just unlock a completely different version of your life. And this may come up with a lot of unknowns, right? Because you don't know what the next step is. You don't know a lot of the things. There's no books to creating a new life. And if there is, some of it may resonate with you and some of it may not. Some of it may give you some good tips and pointers. But at the end of the day, our lives and our paths are all our own, because we are all different and we all have been created on this earth for different purposes and different reasons. So you just have to go along, follow your intuition, follow what you're being nudged to do, as long as it's not fear, right? So don't let the fear come in and take that away from you. Fear will keep you on that hamster wheel, playing around that same cycle over and over and over again. And we're done with that, right? It's 2026. It is the fire horse year. There's lots of things that are happening. So we just have to keep on moving and going towards our dream life. Because there's never been a time like there is right now that is helping us become more efficient, more abundance, more stronger, more everything, right? We are waking up to things that we have not believed in the past, right? We believed that because it was unfamiliar, it wasn't doable. We believed that if it was, if we were feeling resistant, it wasn't for us. But that is all lies that we now know that we are capable, because things are shifting, things are changing, and you just have to believe in yourself and feel that you are capable enough to achieve them. And you are. So I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one. Bye.